Hi, today we're going to look into how we can create a consumption report from the TALGIL console using the data report section as well as a Dream to a SAP 2 directly in the field. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the Analyze section, then Data Reports. Then we're going to click on Add New to create a new report here. We're going to give it a name, so consumption, we're going to call it daily. That's what's interesting us today, and we're going to create this orchard number 2. On this system, we've got several orchards. We're going to look into the orchard number 2 consumption report. The type, we're going to create a consumption report. We also have different type of reports, raw data and event log, more used for troubleshooting, for example. Accumulation or irrigation log as well are available on different sections. But today, we're going to get some interest into this one. The targets, so the controller we want to look into, in this case is the Dream 1136. We can have different controller on the same system or same cloud access. We talked about it in the past. In this case we have 2. One of them is disconnected, showing grayed here. We could have more or less, why not? In this case it's the 1136 that's interesting us. Then parameters. We're going to look into a report of per valve. We also have some subdivision or subgroups. We can create a report for valve groups or per water meter if we've got some different water meters around the place. If we have set up the type of crop in our system, we're going to actually be able to get some consumption reports per crop or per plot. So there really is a lot of options here and a lot of flexibility in how we want to monitor and drive our system and get some information out of our system to take the right decision. Here we're going to be able to look into the period of reporting. So if we want the hourly reports, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. In this case we're going to look into daily. It's something that people easily recognize and it's a good reference. We have some options to add some NPK calculations if we set up and calibrated our fertigation that way. We also have some area calculation. We're going to get interested in here where our system is automatically going to calculate a volume of water per area. In this case, our system is set up in hectares, but we can set up different type of units. Here our system is in hectares, so our report will show some cubic meters of consumption per hectares of plot or blocks. We also are going to show the total volumes at the bottom of our report and see how our system and how much our system consumed during the day totally for all the valves of that particular orchard. Like I said, we have an interest today in the orchard number 2. We're going to select all the valves from orchard number 2, 5 valves in this case, so line number 2, orchard number 2. And we're going to go to next step. We are going to want to receive that report daily. It's a daily report. We could also, why not, want to receive it weekly, and in that case the reports will show up every Monday morning around midnight in the email box, and will show a daily consumption of each valve. So you will have 7 lines per valve with the consumption of each valve daily, but on a weekly report, one spreadsheet received daily, weekly, on a Monday morning. But let's leave it daily. We're going to go into delivery finally and choose how we want to receive it. In that case, I'm going to send it to myself. It could be several users in that system, up to 50 actually per systems, and we could choose who's receiving what and when. And especially if we have different irrigation lines and different managers or supervisors of those lines, there may be different properties. You don't want the manager of property number 1 receiving the reports from property number 2, for example. So it's something we can easily divide here per users and per managers. We're going to give it a subject, so that will be the subject showing in the email, consumption report daily and orchard 2. Here it is. We finished our step-by-step. Our report is going to show here. I'm not going to wait until tomorrow to receive the report, but I'm going to show you the one I received this morning from the day before. And in that case, this is how it looks. We have 5 valves numbered from 2.1 to 2.5, so line number 2, orchard number 2. We also have on that column the date, so for the day before today, so yesterday, with the consumption per valve in cubic meter, and we also have, you remember, that total line for the orchard. Here with the total consumption of the day. We have that column that I mentioned, the surface calculation, where we have a calculation of cubic meters per hectares of irrigated. And if we know our proportions correctly, we know that 1 hectare is 10,000 square meter. 1 liter per square meter gives you 1 millimeter of precipitation. If we were to make it equivalent to rainfall, so in this case, irrigation fall of 1 millimeter. So 1,000 liter per 10,000 square meter equal 0.1 millimeter, which is the same thing as 1 cubic meter per 1 hectare equal 0.1 millimeter. So here we irrigated 5.5. We just moved the comma or the dot, and we irrigated 5.5 millimeter, 6.4 millimeter, 3 millimeters, 3.3, 4. So very easily we can have a good look and a good understanding of what happened in our orchards yesterday from a precipitation point of view, which is fairly amazing compared to what we know in the industry. Usually it requires a bit more monitoring and a bit more data entry and time. It's very time consuming. Here on a daily basis. We can actually make it hourly. I don't know if you saw that in the previous systems, but yeah, let's say on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, we can receive the consumption and the precipitation per block here. We also have on the last column the consumption of fertilizer. Here, I think we injected bulk, which means that we decided that for that block we will inject 60 liter during the irrigation time. 65 liter, 68 liter, 52, and 80. So there are reports of consumption. It's not just a programmation. If we put 60 and we got 60 here now, it means everything worked correctly. Let's say we put 68 in a program, but we have 0, or we've got 30 here. Something didn't go right. Usually we should get alarms for that, but it can happen that those alarms don't trigger because the parameters are not correctly set up by the user. But here, very quickly, we can see in the spreadsheet that we fertigated the right amount or the expected amount compared to what was set up on our program. So here we have a very simple spreadsheet we receive on a daily basis. We can receive it at different periods as well, so weekly, monthly, and annually. And it's very simple to set up, and it gives a great view on the performance and the behavior of your irrigation and fertigation system. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the time in this video. Let me know if you have some questions. I'll be happy to help myself or any of your TALGIL distributors around the world, and I will see you for the next video. Thank you.